That has a peculiar ring. We weren't going to fight. To go to fight, you have to feel angry. We weren't going out to fight. Army training is a peculiar thing. You teach the men warfare, when you use the term to fight. Those men are taught to do this, to do that, as the expediency of the moment warrants. It is to fight, but not in the term that that word is used today. You go out to do a job, let's put it that way. Admitted, the job is to kill people, but you don't, somehow or other, it doesn't strike you that you're going out there to kill another man. Somewhere or other in your training or something like that, it becomes second nature to you to do this job. It happens that the job is to kill another man, but you don't realize it as such. You're still going out to do a job.
It was never a battle. We started off too far back. We were wiped out soon after we got over our own front line. But the regiment made its name there. It is one of the most magnificent shows of the war. We went over, I think it was 800 strong, and we had less than 100 left. They simply were mown down. The field we advanced over there was a gentle slope right down to the German line. Just a gentle slope, but there was no cover. It was a very, very bad, well, I shouldn't say this, but I felt it was a very bad order at that time.
The way I take it, you have a destiny in this world, and you get to fulfill your destiny. I got a friend that did quite a while of months of trenches, I think 22 months without a scratch. He came up on leave. We met in Brighton. We went to have a bowl of beer, left him, went out on the street, he got hit by a car, and 2 days after he was dead. And the poor lad had 22 months without a scratch. So it just shows you get a destiny. When your time is up, no matter where you go, you'll have it.
I saw the Germans hop over the trenches and put these cans in front of their trenches, roughly about 400 yards. And I saw these Germans, and I thought that they were, I wonder what they were doing, see? Just one here and one a little further along, and it looked like tin cans they'd put over. And the smoke and that boiled up. And it didn't rise, you know, the atmosphere kept it down and the wind blew it towards us, see? And then when it came along towards us, it turned green, a greeny yellow colour. Chlorine gas it was. It come up and went over the trenches like that, see? And it stayed not as high as a person all the way across. Two fellas, one on my right and one on my left, they dropped, and eventually they got them to hospital, but they both died. One on each side of me.
The casualty we always had in trenches were new men. New men were always getting killed within a week. And we always said if they could go through the first 10 days, then they were all right. A great percentage were killed coming in trenches. They were nervous. They didn't know where they were going to. And then they didn't know how to walk, how to grab things. First noise or first thing they could hear, they want to see it. Instead, that was the opposite thing. They had to head down first and then wait after. And that's where our great casualties were coming from. And that's what we had to prevent.
I got 2 or 3 pairs of socks sent to me by a lady in a church organization, and I wrote back and thanked her and explained what it meant to have dry socks, and that the issue was only 2 pairs of socks per man, and that it was impossible to dry the socks out and get them back up again, and I'd be awfully glad if we could get about 300 pairs of socks. To my utter amazement, along came a shipment of socks from that lady and her organization, about 300 pairs, and we got them each winter. I got those socks, so that you always had dry socks. That made a whale of a difference. I often thought of that afterwards, you know, the cheek of you to go and ask some person to knit 300 or 400 or 200 or 300 pairs of socks, and they went ahead and did it and didn't say a word. It was awfully nice.
I can remember another little incident there. Looking through, there was a stretcher party went across in front of us in the German lines, carrying the sign of distress, the Red Cross flag, you know, showing a stretcher party. In common decency, if you want to call it that, or common custom, whichever you want to use, it was to respect them and let them carry on, take the wounded away. So our men naturally popped their heads up to see what was going on, and some of them come down in a great big hurry. There was a machine gun on the stretcher, not a body. So you know what happened. Those of our men that could promptly responded, and the stretcher dropped to the ground.
He yelled at me in my ear, "Are you wounded?" I couldn't answer. So he just put his thumb in my eye, you see if I was still alive. We used to do it, you know. Take it out the thumb in the eye there, you just wink. So he stopped. 3 other fellows tried to carry me, put me in a shell hole. In fact, they didn't carry me, lucky. They simply dragged me on the ground by my arms. Then suddenly, something like a 4-pounder, 4 inches shell, just landed quite close to us. Then they simply dropped there. They didn't even, I never heard a sound.
When we got there, I think all the enemy aircraft were in the air. We got mixed up with about 20 some odd, and we had a pretty rough time. The formation got a shot 2 or 3 down, but we were pretty badly shot up too. We done a lot of shooting, but I couldn't say that I could claim any, because there were so many enemy aircraft around and so much action that you just couldn't stop to see what happened. You were just lucky to get out alive and get back across the line again. One was coming at me, I remember so well. He was coming straight at me. I just, in the spur of that moment, I just made up my mind I wasn't going to deviate one bit. He could run right into me. I just keep my gun going right on him, you see. And at last he belched out in smoke, and down he went.
I think we took them completely by surprise. I doubt very much if they even saw us until the attack. We attacked them from above and behind, and I had lots of height and ample speed, and came up very close to them, about 20 feet beneath them. And the front gunner poured the contents of 2 guns into them and set her on fire.
What does a Zeppelin look like when it's on fire?
A thing of exquisite beauty. I never did see a Zeppelin in the air without being thrilled by the sheer beauty of the ship. It was a thing to marvel at, the exquisite beauty of it. And I, on the 2 occasions that I was fortunate or was successful in my attacks, instead of feeling a feeling of exultation, I felt a feeling of horror that I had destroyed such a beautiful thing.